See, I'm the special kind, one that is hard to find. Told you 1,000 times, baby, hold on to me. You better hold on. Rest in peace, Gerald Levert. Rest in peace, Gerald Levert. Now I gotta get this copyright shit going so I can play some good music, but I'll sing it. Girl, you know there ain't nothing I won't do for you. And baby, don't ever doubt my love, 'cause it's true. Baby, hold on to me. See, I'm the special kind, one that is hard to find. Told you 1,000 times, baby, hold on to me. Baby, hold on to me. You see, I'm the special kind, one that is hard to find. Told you 1,000 times, baby, hold on to me. Salute, salute, man. The smoker section in the building. Just wanted to pop up a little quick live on shout out to YouTube. Thanks for letting me go live. Salute to whatever I did, whatever type of programs that been rearranged. Shout out to that. We needed that so that we can make contact with our people out here. So, we out here doing exactly what we want to do, everything we want to do. If y'all dig the t-shirt, shout out Cosmic Printing. Go follow Cosmic Printing on Instagram. Bomb ass t-shirt printing company. Met them when I was in Kutztown, Pennsylvania. Shout out to everybody in Kutztown. You know we going back up there for the festival. It's gonna be bomb. It's gonna be dope. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna have a good time on that. So let me let motherfuckers know what's going on in the world today. Shout out to vidIQ, Rob Wilson, all the hardworking people down there. They showed me the love, so I have 4,000 views. I know that's backwards. I know that's a little bit backwards, but y'all know how that go. So they said I had love on that. Shout out to them for that. 4,000 views. I appreciate everybody that's been watching whatever. I don't care if you watch a smidget, a second, a minute, 15 minutes. All views matter. All views matter. Shout out to my man Ali the Hype Man. When you get a chance, go follow Ali the Hype Man. He's doing an amazing job on Instagram. He's an influencer. He's a dominator. He's a pure soul. Shout out to the Show Love Movement, GLS, the Temple. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know exactly what it is. So we back at the smoking section. I know y'all saw the Coryxkenshin thing. I know everybody's been talking about it. I know it's been a huge rap. When I put out the video a couple days ago, I caught it. It only had 5 hours on it. It already had, dig this, y'all. The video already had 968,000 views in 5 hours. So I did a little thing, it was still kind of maybe about 6, 7 o'clock. Made a couple moves, and so I said, you know what? Let me check back on it. By the time it was 7 hours, 2 hours later, that joint hit 1 million. I said, let's deal with it. You know what I'm saying? As far as these giant channels go, I'm like an amoeba. You know what I'm saying? My little channel is in amoeba stages right now. So you damn right we gonna cover that shit. You damn right we gonna talk about that shit. And the thing about it, sometimes that's something that we all complain about as black, creators, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But we try not to make no excuses. That's the big thing right there. And so I could feel the brother, like what a terrible situation to have to be in. And like I said, I rushed the video because I wanted to get it out before like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I didn't want to be 2 in the morning, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of got that motherfucker out so it could get in the mix, but I ain't really get a chance to chop it up too much. Plus, I wanted you to be able to go watch the man's video so that you could get more, you know what I'm saying, the full video. I just did like the first half. And as I watched a lot of other people's video, you know, they kind of just dealt with the first half too. Maybe some of them got into their own commentary. But you gotta get into your own commentary because, you know, like I said, we don't want to make mistakes. We don't want to make excuses. But sometimes that's how we feel a little bit. It's like, man, what do you got to do? But it is social media, and you want to, you know, come as hard as you can, you know, pause. You want to be able to bring as much energy and as much entertainment, as much value as you can. And sometimes you can sound like a person that's just complaining, but when you get a guy that's got 14 million subscribers, man, like, you can't take his account lightly. You know, you can't just, you know, blow over that like it don't mean anything. Okay, I got a little, you seen my subscribers, no need for me to get into comparison. But if I say it, it sounds like sour grapes. You understand what I'm saying? But when he get into it, it's like, man, maybe we got to stop and think about what's going on. What's he talking about right now? So it's a phenomenon that everybody's really coming out of the woodworks. Look at me, like I done came out the woodworks, and he feeding niggas right now. Let's keep it a bean. He knew exactly what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a major release right there. I don't know. He might have tagged niggas in that joint. You understand what I'm saying? He might have tagged a couple heads in that joint. Like, yo, I'm finna, you know, drop this little bomb real quick. Shout out to, I don't want to shout out to nobody because I don't know if they're going, you know, let me cover the label, but you can kind of see what it is. You can kind of see what it is. And y'all know this will be recorded. This will be up forever. But you know, the smokers section had to be able to deal with this issue. You know what I'm saying? And understanding how racism, it may not affect every person of so-called color, of so-called black. You know, we may get into that a little bit later. You understand? It may not affect every so-called person the same way, but who knows when it may arise, right? You on a Russian roulette table every day is a risk, it's a gamble, but you gotta play. You gotta play to win, right? And so it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Right? It's a matter of when. Shout out to everybody that covered it. You know, and that's something that I raised a little issue. I try not to, you know, kick up no fucking dust and, you know. But I know that shout out to Abba and Preach, another dynamic, monstrous, megalithic channel. They did a video on it, but the title was he learned what's my man's name? Coryxkenshin learns that diversity is bullshit. It was a good title, you know what I'm saying? That'll make anybody, you know, say, well, hey, click, you know what I'm saying? Click, let me see what they're talking about. But I didn't think it was as accurate as it could be. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't think it was as accurate as it could be because that's not something that he stated. That's not ever something that really he verbalized. You understand what I'm saying? To me, in my account, and this is what I put in their comments. I said it just looked like it was his time, you know what I'm saying, to take a stand on something that we kind of all get affected by at one point or another in America. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't get to 14 million just running around talking about racism all the time. Let's keep it real. Really real. You understand? You want to do business in America, you know that it's hundreds of different types of cultures and races and all types of people in America. So you try to set yourself up for the most successful business that you can, and you want to do business with every fucking body. You understand? And, you know, this is America, this is 2020, this is whatever, 2022, and you may come in contact with that. And it just was his turn to be able to speak to it and not let it slide. You know, who knows what other things that he might have let slide. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to deal with a business. He's trying to deal with a brand. He's got all type of people that absolutely love him. Let's keep it a beam. Let's keep it a bean. In this situation that we call social media, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Instagram, whether it's whatever type of base of people that you surround yourself, and they say, you know what, I'm fucking with you. Come on, man. That's very important. You're not so quick to just alienate and cut people off. You know what I'm saying? Plus, depending on your personality, you might be a very fun-loving, easygoing type of guy. You know what I'm saying? But you might not be the type to let injustice slide, and you might be the type of person to really know how to verbalize it. It seemed like it seemed like that's what we ran into, kind of like the perfect storm. You know what I'm saying? Like he said it right on the thing, like you got the right one. You know what I'm saying? He said it right on there. He said you got the right one. Got a call right quick, y'all. Shout out to y'all. Yo, peace to the God. What up, baby?
Oh, peace, Lord. What's going on with you out here, man? You good?
Man, listen, we are live on YouTube at the Smokers section. You couldn't have called at a better time. Couldn't have called at a better time. How you making out?
Oh, man. Salute to all greatness, first of all, man. Shout out to the Smokers section, man. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh. We lost him. We had one, and then we lost him. We had one, and maybe he'll call back. Maybe he'll call back. It's all good. But, like I was saying, because we'll get back to that, and we'll see what type of input Ali the Hype Man got on the situation. As I was saying, you know, it's hard to fault a guy that you see, that you know. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Yes, sir. Peace to the dynamic Lord.
Oh, man. Peace to the great one, man. Oh, man. You know what I'm saying? And the one little opposition, man. The live got me experiencing opposition right now, man.
Well, you know what? It's the twins.
Yeah, it's the twins.
It's the twins, and I'm hoping my audience can hear you and everything. Let me turn the volume up. Make sure everything is legitimized.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Make sure everything is cool. So I'm pretty sure they can hear you right now.
Man, this is greatness, man.
Pure greatness, man. How you making out up there on that road?
Oh, man, you know, I'm maintaining up here, man, in the Big Apple, man. The apple that got big.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? Maintaining it out here, man. Feel good to be out here, man. Man, shout out to you, man. You know what I'm saying? This is a phenomenal accomplishment for you to be experiencing this live right now, man. The cats really knew the journey.
Oh, man. Epic journey. And I appreciate that, man. And really couldn't have did it without you, big homie. Couldn't have did it without, Shorty. You already know how that go. Major players, major cornerstones, keystones in the game. You see what I'm saying?
Man, salute, man. I'm just excited. And this is actually taking place right now, man. I can't believe it.
I couldn't believe it neither, man. I shout out to YouTube for, somebody done, saw a blessing in the kid's eyes and said, man, throw this nigga alley-oop, man, off the glass like T-Mac at the All-Star game. Nigga coming down,
Right. Wow.
Feel me?
Wow.
We live, man. We doing our thing. And so we talking about, right now, just to bring you in, you feel me? We dealing with the Coryxkenshin situation, bro. We are 13 minutes in. Shout out to Delco. Shout out to Chester, PA. Shout out to Philadelphia, PA. Shout out to Harlem. Shout out to Detroit. Shout out to the world. We are talking about Coryxkenshin is pissed at YouTube, which is my new video. If y'all get a chance, y'all go check that out. Go check all the motherfucking videos out. Go follow the Smoker section. Go follow Ali the Hype Man. It's a beautiful thing. Man, what are your thoughts when you think of racism, favoritism, and social media, bro? What you think about this?
Hey, yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I think the most accurate word that I could use to describe this occurrence, man, would be, to be honest with you, man, racism is a very consistent thing, man. Consistency. You know what I'm saying?
Consistency.
Yeah, I see the consistency, man. It shows throughout anything that could potentially have a contrast.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And you know what? You know what's crazy? As a person, like I was just saying a couple minutes right before you called, as a person that's doing business in America, or if you're doing business anywhere in the open market globally, right? Because let's be honest, YouTube, social media, these are global markets,
Correct.
right? So you're doing business in a global market, you don't want to cut off no type of audience if you don't feel like that's your angle, right?
Correct.
If that's your angle and that's where you've been making you've been making your bones all your life, of course that's how you step in social media. You understand what I'm saying? But if you got a vision and you got an equation for domination, right? You come out, you do what you got to do, and so to alienate that audience based on race, I mean, that's like shooting yourself in the foot if you want to be large, if you want to be superior, you want to be massive, you want to get mass appeal.
Correct.
Go ahead, bro. And so, that's the crazy part of when this thing arises, when it pop up, called racism, when that thing called racism pop up. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. And from another perspective, in the gases as well, a lot of times, man, throughout repetition and pattern, man, once those of color kind of become a part of something, a lot of times, the truth is, man, it's a takeover. You know what I mean? It's a takeover, man. The face of the game gets changed. The complexion of the scenario gets changed. And once it's taken over, it's pretty much a wrap.
Yeah.
Ain't no coming back.
Yeah. Yeah. We seen that in a couple instances, but I would say, let me say this to that, right?
Yeah.
Because even though that go down, that don't never stop competition. Because keep it a bean, that's exactly what he was saying. He was saying he didn't been trending, coming through number one on YouTube, based on some, probably based on incredible averages, based on incredible analytics. Shout out to, since we're speaking about analytics, shout out to Roberto Blake. If you out there, scream at me, man. We can chop it up. Based on incredible analytics, he was saying he was coming in number one, hot, trending. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he dealing with some things. It's not the same level though. Let me not get it fucked up. It's not the same level as if I'm complaining about certain things or another. You know what I'm saying? Like he dealing with incredible numbers. So although it's gonna be valid, niggas gotta listen and be accurate about what he beefing about.
Correct.
You understand what I'm saying? So it is some sensitivity that need to be taken account to whereas you can't just blanket it and make it racism. It's okay. Yeah, he did say that, but he dealing with it from a particular type of angle that's particular to him and his problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
Considering he got 14 fucking million followers or whatnot, but
right.
I mean, is it any different than if Oprah go through the bullshit she go through? Sometimes they won't let Floyd Mayweather in his crib. I seen that video. They wouldn't let him in his crib. He had to goddamn show damn near ID to get in his own house. You understand that kind of shit? Like, so to me, it's always a person to person thing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if all of the videos and shit that's circulating right now say, oh, YouTube is racist, we're gonna have to be accurate, right? And say, okay, the man probably got an issue with one or two people that he's raising the question of, you know what I'm saying, racism, amongst a couple other things. But at this point, when all else fails, it's like, where else do we turn for an answer?
Right.
So maybe he felt like somebody at YouTube could be on some racist shit, allegedly.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so that's where the accuracy come in to. It's like, okay, maybe YouTube as a whole ain't racist because brothers is up. Like it's a couple other brothers. The tech god, aka shout out to what's his name, Marquez Brown. I think that's his name, the tech god.
Marquez Brown. Yep.
Right. It's a couple heads that's out there doing their thing. So you know, it can't be that racist. Cats is eating, you know, but to be able to walk in a person's daily shoes to tell them what they see is not real, that's kind of hard.
It is. It's very difficult.
It's very difficult to come from my life where I'm at to suddenly beam into his motherfucking day to day and say, oh man, that's bullshit. There ain't no fucking racism. Man, you got 14 mil. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
A motherfucker might try to use his success to discredit his experience. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. Excuse me. And he might be speaking on a whole just for what it may do to other people. You know, the effects it has on other channels. And, you know, the direction that he might, or YouTube might be going in, that he may not appreciate as well.
Correct.
You know, that could be it too. I mean, I feel like it's a very ambiguous statement. You know, and that's why we do what we do here in the smoker section.
Correct.
Try to get to the bottom of it.
Correct. And we're gonna try to comb through it and, you know, utilize the tool of accuracy to say, you know what's really being framed, what's really being said. You know, what could it, if we are gonna take away something from this, because you ain't gotta take nothing away from this shit, really. You can go on about your business. You understand what I'm saying? But
Correct.
if you was to sit down and dissect this, like what is he really upset with?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like where is the real where do the rubber really meet the road? So for anybody that's unfamiliar with the story, he put up a video where he was reacting to a spooky or a horror video game, I believe. Right? And so they have these video games, or they have these computer games that, you know, they have these jump scares in them. You know what I mean? People jumping out, and, you know, it's kind of like a horror flick, but it's a horror game.
Okay.
You familiar with that?
Not quite, but
I really wasn't familiar with it neither. If you go to his channel, he got a couple of them where you'll see it says horror, jump scare, this really scared me, all of that in the title. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a movie. It's gonna be like a computer game.
right.
But it's a game that a whole gang of motherfuckers understand, they know about, they played it, and him doing these reactions, and also he used to do these try not to make me laugh type, you know, Vine type situations. And so, you know, he made it 14 million right now. I can't tell you how fast he amassed it. I can't tell you when he came on the scene. I'm kind of new to all of this shit, but at the same time, you know, you got to pay attention to who's who. Right? Always, no matter whatever situation you come into, it would behoove you to know who's who. And so, seeing, you know, and plus I got a younger child that's, you know, into his entertainment. And so I was privy to that. And so that's for anybody that don't know him. He's a monster on YouTube. It would be, as soon as you get the type CORY, there's a good chance he'll come up. That's how you know how popular. If you don't even get to finish a motherfucker name out, that's how you know how popular the motherfucker is.
Right. Right. Good point. Continue, please.
You know what I'm saying? So for anybody that don't know him, that's how he made his bones. He was doing incredible reaction videos, whether they was video game reactions, whether they was Vine and different compilation videos, and the people just gravitated to him. And with that type of numbers, you know, that's everybody. That's going to be the white children, the Asian children, the black children, and not just children, but, you know, the tweens, the 21-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? He had a handful because the lane of entertainment that he picked was it was all good. It was you didn't have to be no particular person to kind of get down. You probably had to be a gamer to get the bulk of his shit, or you had to be into that internet life to understand what was going on. But we talking about probably 20 million teens out there. Nobody knows how many teenagers and shit is. You know what I'm saying? Like, forget about it. It was enough in this country and a couple other countries to really take him to a high level. So that's who he is. And what happened was he posted this horror game, and they said it was too graphic, it was too crazy. They gave him an age restriction. This young man goes scouring through the internet looking for anybody else who might have had the same type of content. Thank you. In this video, found one. I believe the guy's name was Markiplier, Markiplier, and I put his picture up on the thumbnail on the video. So he found this guy, raised the question, and said, "Yo, you know, why me?" You understand what I'm saying? So YouTube, and here is where you got to pay attention to what he is saying.
Okay, the rubber meets the road.
This where the rubber fucking meets the road. Once he made them aware of Markiplier's account, which had the same material, YouTube lifted the age restriction
off of him.
Off of Coryxkenshin.
Right.
Which I'm pretty sure is what he wanted.
Right.
Right? Or, I'm pretty sure he wanted fair play, but for the success of the video, right? Mm-hmm. You want the age restriction off so that motherfucker could circulate like it normally does.
Correct.
So they take the age restriction off, like I said, which is probably what he wanted to do, but he's saying, why did it have to take for me to go hunt down,
yes,
okay, another possible plaintiff,
yes,
for you to recognize that I'm being singled out?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And it just so happens that the guy was a white guy.
Wow. Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Lies the perspective of racism.
Right.
Therein lies.
Because it's 22. We just talked about the tech god. First of all, Samsung got an incredible. I don't know if the tech god spoke about it. I'm pretty sure he did, because there's no way that I could have seen something before the tech god seen it. But Samsung got this incredible new computer screen display keyboard. This motherfucking screen that motherfucker got a curve to it. It's like a big ass. I don't know. I don't know if you ever been in one of them fancy rich people houses and they got that big dish that's like a sink, but they kind of put a hole into it. It's real fancy deco. Man, I don't even know how I could explain it. The fucking screen is huge and it kind of got a big ass curve in it. You know what I'm saying? So if we talking about like a 70-inch screen.
Right.
It would have, you know what I'm saying? And but the freaky shit that they did is that motherfucker go the long way, and then you could turn that some bitch sideways. You know, I usually do the rock shit right there. But you could turn that some bitch sideways.
Right.
And watch that motherfucker the long way like you on your cell phone, like a giant cell phone screen.
Nice.
Samsung wants some ignorant shit. So with all of this technology though, right?
Uh-huh.
Why did Coryxkenshin have to go hunt this other person down?
Right.
Why didn't the algorithm? This is how we know it might not be no algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
This is how we know it might not be no algorithm, bro. Because if there was a so-called algorithm, that shit would have hunted. It would have hunted him down. It would have hunted Markiplier down. If I put it up, that shit would have hunted the smoking section down. You see what I'm saying?
Of course.
Because it's ringing off a signal to the Matrix, man.
Right.
How come the Matrix only got alerted to my shit? That's where the shit get goofy.
Right. Right. Yeah. I can see his point of view.
You see? And so now, right, they lift the age restriction off of his video. But then after a while, they put the age restriction on everybody's video.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Hold on. This you already know. This the guard Ali Al right here. Hold on, y'all.
Oh man, in the building.
In the building, man. Yo, shout out to y'all YouTube. Y'all getting a major treat tonight. We going hard. You know, niggas is beaming in from all types of parts of the universe, man. Shout out Aliyah. We are live on YouTube, man. It's the sire to God. We kneel before your greatness.
To the almighty, magnificent Lord of the earth.
Man.
Oh man, we out here.
We out here. Peace to the divine king, ruler of this universe and the next, man. What's good with you, man?
Man, I'm chilling. Zigzag, zigzag. I'm chilling.
Oh,
Zigzag,
man.
zigzag. First of all, we live. I want to let you know, my nigga, we are live on YouTube. I don't know if I got to refresh the screen. It ain't nobody in this motherfucker, so we got it all to ourselves. We got the entire fucking YouTube to ourselves. We can do what we want. Do what the fuck we want to do. Go ahead. Say what y'all niggas need to say, man. We talking about that Coryxkenshin shit, man. Like, racism, favoritism, motherfuckers, like, you know, in the game. We dealing with it. Come on.
Yeah, man. I ain't jumped back on any of the, I didn't catch your reaction like that. Did you jump back into it?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so glad I brought this man out here in front of the public, in front of my public. I want y'all to know this has been a friend of mine for I mean, close as a brother. You know what I mean? And this man refused to watch my content. I don't know why. I cannot get this. And I'm telling the world right now. I'm putting you out there in front of the world. Blood, sweat, and tears I'm putting into this channel. Y'all niggas know what it is. We spending money, right? I got all types of chronic everywhere. I'm risking my freedom out this motherfucker.
I love you, Al.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm out here I'm trying to start little internet beefs with niggas and shit to try to bring this motherfucker up. Right? And this motherfucker refused to watch my content. What the fuck, man? What the fuck is we talking about, man? This nigga got the nerve. No, I gotta go into it. Listen, hold on. I gotta go into it. I did the Coryxkenshin thing, right? First of all, one of my best videos because of the topic, not because of my journalism, right? Keep it a beam because of who he is, right? And so me and my editing team, we crunched, we put it together. We was fussing, arguing and shit. I'm rolling up trying to keep shit together. And only for this man here, ladies and gentlemen, to call me the very next morning like, yo, did you hear about that Coryxkenshin shit? I said, get the fuck out of here. Go ahead, bro.
We did that. That happened.
That absolutely happened. That absolutely happened.
And the killer to that, it's just the killer to that. Me and him never had prior conversations about YouTubers, about what our kids watch.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, me and him never had prior conversations about any of that subject.
Never.
It just so happened that we was on the same page.
Yes, we was. Because I just did a video and he called me the next morning. Yo, you hear about this shit? And what did I do? Didn't I play it cool?
Yep, we did.
I played it cool. I didn't even grind your ass up in the cornstarch. I could have grind your ass in the cornstarch, but I didn't. I wanted to save it until we was in front of nobody. I thought it'd be more motherfuckers in here, but that's okay. You know, sooner or later they'd be beating down the door. It ain't nothing. But it'll be recorded for millions. I wanted to let motherfuckers know.
Yeah, I said they can always double back.
They can always double back and see me shame you in the public eye.
Yeah, definitely shaming me.
But here's the thing.
Feathering me in front of the trip.
Yes, you know why? You know, I'm gonna tell you why. And if a nigga didn't give a fuck, he wouldn't give a fuck. But you know, I give a fuck because we got some of the best conversation patterns in human history. And now when we add, it's in the whole electric current. And so I needed you to dig that video so that we could build on, because I knew I was going to go live. And everything worked out in the end because your ass called and we building on it anyway. But I don't know how the fuck you called me asking me if the fuck I heard about it, nigga. If you had subscribed, hit the notification bell, nigga, you would have known I dropped the motherfucking video at 9:30 that night.
Please hit the notification bell, people.
You didn't hit the notification bell?
No, I hit the notification. I'm just telling the masses, please hit the notification bell. Don't forget. The smoking section, please hit the notification bell.
That's right. That's right. And I appreciate that love, man. I will be expecting a video drop that I can use for my advantage as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? And that's anybody that want to do a video drop for the smoking section, man, y'all send it to thesmokingsection@gmail.com. Hit me up, man. We could do something. Okay, go ahead, y'all. So like I'm saying, okay, boom. This is what let me jump you in since you back in, right? They gave the boy age restriction. He went and told about the white boy. They said, you know what? We're gonna take the age restriction off. He said, damn, why now you gonna take it off? I had to go get my white boy on you. You know what I'm saying? He kind of pissed, and so that's really where it's at. That's really where it's at. And so, man, it's a whole nother 7-8 minutes of that rant that I didn't want to dissect and get into because I really wanted to push that video out. But he was talking about how YouTube is kind of like making this like a damn near like a social civil rights type YouTube black, and he like, no, I'm too big for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of like when you hear, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of like when you hear the bull say, what's my man, Morgan Freeman say, I ain't really tripping over Black History Month. Like I'm too for that shit.
Right.
What y'all think about that, man?
Yeah, I agree. They shouldn't have put into that type of nickname.
Right, because then that's kind of stifling, you know what I mean? Like, because then, you know, you got people all over the world that may not tune in because it's a, you know,
correct.
It's like some BET shit. Like a lot of motherfuckers that don't really, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of them that do, but it's a lot of motherfuckers that probably don't watch BET because it's like, well, it ain't for me.
Yeah.
You know? And so he already winning. He already up. And so I'm not to say, you know, I don't want to give no false information like they trying to put him in some shit, but it's like when he was explaining how he was feeling about just the YouTube game, it's like motherfuckers trying to bottle me into some, you know, black shit, and it's like, nah, it's like, it's not to say that I'm not black, but you know, let's just keep it a business. It's entertainment. Why do we got to even be that?
Right. Why put a label on it?
Why put a label on it? And you know, moreover, right? When what racism does, it fucks up the competition. You know what I'm saying? Like when you a cheater, it fucks up the competition. Like it's all type of people willing and ready to compete, right? Like, you know, the bull is competing with a Mr. Beast or a Jake Paul and all of them niggas. Like he need all his wits about, you know what I mean? He need everything he could get to go ahead and stay out there and compete. Don't need motherfuckers trying to pull his chain in the dark, motherfucker trying to pull the rug from under him while he not looking like some old Dick Dastardly, you know what I'm saying, wacky racist type shit.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? Because what that do is that make the winners not really winners. You know what I'm saying? It make the winners not really winners, you know? Go ahead.
Oh, God, yeah.
I
I respect that point of view.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I respect that point of view.
Yeah, because it's like you take away the competitive nature because when you got a group of people that's cheating for another group of people, it's like, man, that don't necessarily mean that what they bringing is the best. You know what I'm saying? How are we supposed to know what the best is if you don't let the best show? You know? Now, if you cheating a motherfucker because you feel like he not the best, it ain't up to you.
At all, not one bit.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't up to you, selfish motherfucker. We got, it's a billion motherfucking people. It's more than a billion people in the world, man. We got to decide if the motherfucker is what it is.
Right. Right, that makes sense.
That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it, the way America and a lot of the other world, not just America, but especially America, as consumers, you know, we consume. So we want to, you know, show me what you got. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let me see the next episode. Right. You know, motherfuckers ready to dig in. Binge watch. Binge watch was a term that's created right here in the United States.
Right. Right. Makes sense too.
You know what I'm saying? Don't cheat the game. Yeah, don't cheat the game. It's only going to look at, imagine, look at all of the white basketball players that's doing their thing right now. They doing some incredible shit. And that's because they got to see, brothers doing incredible shit. So you don't cheat the game because that's going to increase everything. The competition going to continue to raise the bar. Racism lowers the bar.
Right. Right. That sounds about right.
You see what I'm saying? Because even if you feel like your man is better than the next man, let him prove it. Let him prove it.
Yeah. Show him what you got. I respect that point of view as well.
Show him what you got. But see, it's a certain level, but that let you know right there, right? It's a certain level of manhood that is gonna even wash out racism.
Like at some point.
At some point, there's no way you could be operating in both.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the racism in some aspect, because I'm gonna keep it a bean. Sometimes racism will keep you in I'm gonna keep it a bean. Sometimes the racism will keep you safe. Can I say that? Because when you try to stick to the things that you know and you're familiar to, then you okay.
Right.
Sometimes when you in a foreign element, you may not know how to make the best move if you're not subscribing to some type of real deal philosophy.
Indeed.
Right? If you subscribe to a heavy real deal philosophy and you know that it's proven, that you can make it through any type of situation, but that don't mean you're gonna put yourself in any type of fucking situation. You see what I'm saying?
Indeed.
So what may look like racism, sometimes it just be a judgment call.
Yeah, something.
You understand what I'm saying? If you in some of these dangerous cities, it's some black people that don't want to be in them dangerous cities at certain hours. You see what I'm saying? So if a white person say something crazy about it, it's like, okay, the nigga not necessarily being racist, but we understand that he talking about something that we all recognize as dangerous. You wouldn't even want to be down there at a certain time.
Correct.
It's accuracy of the statement.
The accuracy. Say it again, son.
It's accuracy of the statement.
The accuracy of the statement. The accuracy of the statement.
We deal with accuracy.
Got to. That's going to trump the bullshit. That's going to trump the cliches, because that's like you almost there. Without the accuracy, right? You know what I'm. That's what could bring you closer to a conclusion, which could bring you closer to a resolution, will help you solve your fucking problem.
Correct.
Because without that, motherfuckers be talking in a circle.
Yeah, it would.
You know what I'm saying? Very fast, man. And continuously, man, until somebody say, well, you know what? Actually, some of this shit is your fault.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? If you want to be accurate about the situation, half of this shit is your fault. And so then you probably get into a little storm through that. But if you was a nobleman, you'd be able to continue through the conversation and look for some type of greatness in that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And refinement. You know how we do. You know how we refinement.
Right.
So as a motherfucker trying to refine himself on this YouTube, hell yeah, I can understand he probably going through some shit, because certain people don't give a fuck if you Jordan, they don't give a fuck if you Coryxkenshin, they don't give a fuck if you Tupac, motherfucker, they don't give a fuck if you know what I'm saying, Paul Moon, they don't give a fuck who the fuck you is.
Right. That's right. Why would they?
Because they trying to keep their people at a certain level. You know why they call it race and racism? Because it's really like a race.
Okay.
Because you are running the relay for your team.
Okay.
I'm you know, because in America, competition, man, ace is high, but the deuces is wild. And jokers is wild.
Wow. Like, and the stakes is high.
And the stakes is always high. Shout out to De La Soul. If y'all see De La Soul, tell him holla at me. We can smoke something, freestyle, all that fly shit. You already know how we get down on the smoker section, right? The stakes is motherfucking high. Word. So, I mean, it's a crazy situation. I never thought I would hear the boy jump out like that. Cause Al, wasn't we talking about how like our youngins was watching him, like he was a hit with the youngins.
Yeah, correct.
He's still a hit. He just he just did a show a couple hours ago. Within 2 hours, he had 267,000 views. A beast. A beast. Go ahead, bro. Yo, I know, like I said, and so like when the brother called me, like, yo, did you get a chance to check that joint out? The topic was so important, I really couldn't be complaining about, why you ain't watch my shit? I ain't really had no time to complain about that. Like, it was really time to kind of mash that up, because he knew, to me personally, I feel like he knew exactly what he was doing when he hit that record button. You know what I'm saying? Because, okay, like he put out a video today, like right after all of the melee, put out a video similar to what he been doing. Like I said, 267,000 views in 2 hours, right? But when he put the racism joint up, within 5 hours, it had 960 something thousand. Ridiculous numbers. So he might have been tagging niggas like nigga, I'm finna drop one on you, nigga. Check this out. Spread that, nigga.
Right.
I just dropped the joint, man. Check that out. Send. He might have sent that shit out to a couple heads that that's gonna multiply exponentially. That's gonna grow exponentially. And so, like I said, in 7 hours, he had over 1 million, man. Over 1 million, man. And see, I think by him being who he is, having the numbers that he having, you already know it's an automatic draw of attention based on the name that he's made for himself, right?
Correct, right.
And then when you're talking about how the so-called algorithm, right, is going to react to a title, to a keyword like racism. In these days and times, post George Floyd days,
right?
When you put that's a real keyword.
Yeah.
And so when you see that combination and that rarity, and like I said, he might have hit a couple people up. He damn near did 1 million in 7. He did 1 million in 7 hours. He did 1 million in 7 hours. And so the type of numbers that we talk, and the thing about it, this how big the world is. It's still people that never even heard of it.
Well, shit, I only heard of them like this summer.
Amazing.
It wasn't for my kids being here.
Amazing. That lets you know how big the potential is in YouTube. So even with a person that have 14 million subscribers, he know, nigga, how high is high? Somebody might say, damn, that's high, but how high is high? Shout out to Hollywood Shantae.
Yeah, shout out to Hollywood Shantae.
Yo, shout out to Rosebud.
Yeah, shout out to Rosebud.
Yo, we live, man. We hopefully our corporations can connect and network. That'd be legendary. #legendary. #monumental. #gigantosaur. Nigga. So how high is high? Sure he got 14 million, but it's motherfuckers out there that got 20 million subscribers. Right? So it's like the motherfucker don't want nobody or nothing fucking with his progress. You see what I'm saying? And you gotta dig a person that got the same hunger as a motherfucker that got 80 subscribers. You see what I'm saying? He could have let that shit slide. He could have been like, well, you know, I'm alright. I'll be alright. You know, but it was important to him. You know what I'm saying? See, the shit made me drop the joint. Hold on, let me grab that. Yo, I remember you used to drop the joint, you slap a nigga hand, like, you know what I'm saying? Remember that shit? I did, you know what I'm saying? I'm in that mode. So, you know, like I said, 14 million, he trying to get to 20 million. He don't want nobody stopping his success. He don't want nobody to stop him from getting to the next tier, because like I said, how high is high. You understand what I'm saying? What we think is high, shit, if he been there sitting there for 4 or 5 years, you know what I mean? It don't mean the only thing he want is what's next for him, what's best for him. I can't be mad at that. The smoker section supporting 100%. We support Coryxkenshin 100%. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it, like I said, how could a person that had 14 million views still be invested in his channel as a person that got 80 views? Because when I did my video about the stabbing in Las Vegas, at the smoke shop, they try to rob the homie, try to jump the counter, and the homie got right with him. Right? What I'm saying is, they try to take my shit down, and I'm like, how you gonna do that when CBS 8 Las Vegas still got the video up? Not only do they got the video up, they got close-ups. Motherfuckers got slow motion. Like, how you gonna take my shit down? You understand? I'm talking about my shit was back up within minutes. You understand? I made an appeal. My shit was back up within minutes. So he fighting for his channel just like I'm fighting for my channel. You understand what I'm saying? But the difference was they couldn't age restrict a news channel. You see what I'm saying? The news channel got way too many lawyers. They know way too much about what their rights and what they're allowed to do. Okay, so when it came between me and the news channel, and I did the same thing as far as making them aware that I got the same material that the news got. They couldn't check the news, so they let my shit go minutes. He went to check another YouTuber, and so they lifted the age restriction, but then you know what? They said they struck everything. They just said, you know, we're going to age restrict you, we're going to age restrict him, and possibly anybody else who got it. You know, so that's the only difference with that. But the similarities is, he's got 14 million, and he's fighting for his channel like a nigga that only got 80 subscribers. That's a major salute. That's a major salute. And so, to me, the moral of the story is, it don't fucking matter if it's racism, sexism, ageism. None of that shit matters, because ain't nobody say you was gonna have a sweet walk in the park. Anyway, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. The real deal is, what are you prepared to do about it? How fast are you prepared to check the situation in real time? And how much do you love you? How much do you love your situation? How much do you love what you've built to go to war for it? You know what I'm saying? Because you can't protect it, you don't own it. And so, you know, shout out to y'all, everybody, man. It's been a nice live. Man, I appreciate everybody stopping in. Hey, y'all still there? Man.
Yeah, I'm still here, bro. I'm on vacation at work. You already.
Yo, you already know, man. I'm about to beam out. I appreciate you checking in with me, man. Y'all tune in. We're going to be doing all types of more shit. I just wanted to give a little bit more perspective to this Coryxkenshin situation. And y'all follow his channel. Follow the Smoking Section. And let's rock, man. Let's continue to build higher and higher. Salute.